Do you guys vote?
No.
No.
Do you vote?
No.
I do not vote.
Why not?
I'm not into politics.
I just kind of keep myself out of politics. It's not for me.
I just never thought of doing it. I don't know why.
What would motivate you to vote?
If I learn more about politics and, get more interested in it. But sadly, I'm not.
18 to 30, that age range, only about 30% of you or less are going to show up to a presidential election. Generally, the key factors why people vote, they're older, they're richer, they're better educated. Mom and dad voted, and they're members of a political party. They identify with a political party. So you flip that over. Young people, generally still getting their education, don't have a lot of loot in their pocket, don't know if their mom or dad voted, but they tend to be independent, and independents tend not to vote. If you don't vote, you don't see any reason to vote. So you got to go out and get your voice out there, get your voice counted. And once your voice is counted, you're going to have a lot of say in politics. Most people who don't vote are not registered to vote. And then they're turned on by the election 1 or 2 weeks from the election, and they can't register, and then they can't vote. A single pebble causes the ripples, which causes the wave, which brings down the walls of injustice. So it's each one of us individually creating that wave that brings down the walls of injustice. So we can't sit there and say, okay, you do it, the person behind the tree do it, and then maybe I'll do it. We have to be the person who steps forward, to be that pebble that creates the ripple, that creates the wave. If you're satisfied with the status quo, then you have to go out and vote to keep it. If you're not satisfied with the status quo, you have to get out and vote to change the status quo. Voting's the easiest form of participation. The more youth votes, the greater the number of young people that are voting, the more you'll be listened to.
Do you vote?
I do.
Why do you vote? What motivates you?
I chose to vote because I feel like every person has a voice. Everybody can make a change, a difference. So I always felt like when I became of age, that once I got to vote, I could do something different and I'd be able to change the world depending on my own voice.
Because for over 200 years, women weren't allowed to vote. So now that I can, I vote.
Democracy, just the fact that in our country we're allowed to have a say over what goes on.
My family and my friends to help my country.
I vote because as a minority, I think it's important that we kind of make our voices heard. And I just think that it's important as a citizen to do so.
I want to make sure our country is being controlled by the correct people.
What would you say to someone who doesn't vote?
I would say do your research, look up information. Like you never know. Like it's always a good opportunity, even if you don't believe in voting or you think it's going to even make a difference. I think you should always just try it out anyway.
That they need to vote, it matters and it affects everyone.